What's up guys, it's Kinetic here, back again for another video. And I planned on doing this video a while back, but this seems like the perfect time because a lot of people are complaining that we are not getting enough strategists, we're not getting enough tanks, and I would rather throw out some ideas rather than just complain the whole time. You know, this is a bit of positivity to the Marvel Rivals community. And if you guys have any characters you want to see, put it down in the comments. But I'm just going to list off 5. We're going to do this for every role. So DPS will get its own video, strategists will get their own video, tank's going to get this video right now, but I can make multiple. Anybody you want to add, like, just put it down, I'll put it on the screen. And honestly, Marvel Rivals is one of those games, like, there's a huge opportunity to add an endless amount of characters, and characters that people haven't seen, which seems to be the trend. So just to start that off, the first character I want to say should be in the game is Bishop. Now, Bishop is a mutant who has the ability to absorb kinetic energy and redistribute it back out. He has energy blasters, and he usually shoots these energy, like purple energy that sort of comes out his body. You know, you can give this character like 500 health, maybe a little higher, and it would be cool to just have a character who can sort of take damage and just shoot it back out. It's just easy gameplay. It's easy, and it sort of diversifies like how every other character is in the game. If anybody has ever played Battlefront 2, which is actually what my channel started on, fun fact, it sort of would be like Anakin, where he takes in all the damage and he just shoots it back out, just like how Anakin's heroic might move worked in Battlefront 2. That would be, if anybody knows what I'm talking about, you know. But it would be a crazy ult. It's just something that would spin the game. It would change things, you know. It would make things different, and that's what the main focus like of these videos is going to be. I want to see things that are different. I want to see different type of ultimates, different type of abilities, like, you know, stuff to, you know, Marvel has a lot of characters that have unique abilities, so why not have unique characters? You know, not giving 8 characters healing circles or AoE moves, or, you know, let's just mix it up. So that's the first character I would add. The second character I would add to Marvel Rivals is Colossus. Now, Colossus is a very famous mutant. You know, he turns his skin into this organic metal. There's a lot of brawler characters in Marvel Rivals, so one thing I would do to sort of make him different is that his metal skin would have the ability to reflect damage. Now, this will be a little OP depending on like how it's done. So I would limit it to projectiles, and I would limit it to like an ability cooldown. So something that he can do like maybe every 15 seconds. His fighting style should be different, even though we have characters like Thing, Hulk, and Emma in her diamond form. But like, there's things you can do to make his fighting style differently. Like, you know how it is in the comics. You've seen how he fights in the movies. Anybody who's watched animated shows, like you've seen. So it's a bit limited on how you can make brawly characters, but there's a way to do it. I have complete confidence that NetEase would have the ability to do it. But as far as other abilities, like, you would have to be very, very careful about making him too similar to other characters, because then, like, how does he stand out? But reflecting like projectiles would be amazing. That's something that could be implemented, especially since people still want to see some of these brawling characters despite other characters who are similar being in the game already. Now, for characters that we haven't seen, and this is what I'm thinking Marvel Rivals is going to sort of jump into, they're going to want us to have characters that aren't popular, people who, you know, not everybody knows. And I think a good way to do that is by implementing a character like Traxx. Now, Traxx is a herald of Galactus. He's one of many, because Galactus have had many heralds, just like Silver Surfer. But unlike Silver Surfer, he has the ability to manipulate Earth and sort of rock. Now, he has a big axe that he uses as a weapon, which would fit his tank role, plus he's huge. And just adding like those abilities like in a small way where he can just manipulate his geokinesis to sort of change the field, that could be something that's different. Now, one issue with this already that I see, because I like to point out the flaws and the pros. is that Thing has an ultimate ability that lifts up the rock on the ground, which kind of is like, that's very similar. But the thing is, with a Herald of Galactus, like, you can easily just change the abilities. He has plenty, and with any Herald of Galactus, it's countless abilities you can add to the game. Another character that can be added into Marvel Rivals is War Machine. War Machine is an obvious pick since he's a character who pretty much has the foundation underneath Iron Man. I know a lot of people are scared of big characters with ranged attacks and who can fly, especially with a lot of health. So I wouldn't make his flight permanent, but I would definitely make him more DPS centered as a tank. We sort of have that hybridization with Reed Richards. He's sort of like a DPS tank. So why not have it the other way around, sort of like Thor. And it would just be an easy addition. You can make his weapons the focus. And he would pretty much be like Margot from Overwatch, where he has like the two huge guns. That could be an easy implementation to the game. And I don't really have to explain too much on that. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. People can probably envision that in their heads. So I wouldn't make his ultimate like a one-shot like Iron Man's, but it would definitely be something that does a lot of damage. Has a splash zone. Probably like Namor's, where there's like a range to it, and it does a certain amount of damage within a certain radius. But that's an easy pick, and I know a lot of people like War Machine, so I would definitely go for it. And it's another tank you can add to the game. Now for number 5, I would introduce a robot, and that robot's going to be Nimrod. Now Nimrod is a character who sort of functions like Ultron, but to a less degree and only for mutants. He's a super sentinel. Now, his ability is to adapt to superpowers, and that was sort of explored in like the live action Days of Future Past film, but he would be an easy addition. And the way I would make his powers work is that every time he's attacked like 5 hits by the same hero, he would get an overshield. Now that sounds crazy and like the way it could be done, but it would obviously be balanced because ability cooldowns and all that. But it's something that can work. Or maybe where he's attacked in general for like a certain amount of time, he just gets an overshield. Maybe put it on a 20-second cooldown. He also has the ability to put up shields and weapons, not weapons, but energy blast and any type of energy attack. You have like this sleek design, so I feel like Marvel Rivals could really work off that with potential skins and just how he looks in general. And it's another character that people don't know about. And as a person who follows Marvel comics, and a lot of people don't, Marvel Rivals is obviously trying to introduce people to characters they haven't seen, Angela being one of them. And I like the formula for it because they're adding the lesser known characters and then like the more popular characters after that. So even if you didn't get what you want the first time, you may get it the second time. Now some of us get both wins because we see characters that we're familiar with, and then we see characters that are a bit more hype to us. Now I'm going to do a lot of videos covering many different characters, especially with the strategists and the DPS. I guess I'll do DPS, even though we got enough DPSs in the game. But like, anybody you guys want to see, anybody you want to see in the future videos, just put it in the comments. I need to think up a list for the strategist because strategist is going to be a bit more hard. It's hard to figure out who would fit as a healer. That's probably why they put Ultron in strategist, because I still think that was a terrible pick. Like, why? Who was NetEase cooking that? But DPS is obviously going to be easy as damage, but strategist is going to take some thinking. It's going to take some thinking on who we can add to that. And if you guys even like the tanks, like any tanks that you wanted to see in the video, just put it in the comments. I'm probably going to do another tank video. I'm probably going to do another DPS, another strategist. And we could just keep it in a constant loop, because who knows if we get these characters in the future. I kind of want to make this a thing, and like NetEase, they're going to cook. They're going to cook. I have faith in regards to that. Now balancing, who knows, because balancing, they don't seem to bowl too well with that one, but I'm all for the fun at least. So if we're gonna have fun, we might as well just talk about what fun could be added. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. I enjoyed making this, so yeah, peace.